What is up everybody, welcome back. In this video we're going to be exploring more games running through Gamehub on your Android device. So let's get started. Now before we begin, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, really helps me grow so I can keep on bringing content for you guys like this. Also I am using a Retroid Pocket 5 to run all these games, but if you have an Android device you should be able to do this as well. And with this said, let's jump onto the first game. The first game of this list is Alice Madness Returns. Alice Returns to Madness is a fantasy action game that is set after the events of what happens in American McGee's Alice. You play as Alice Liddell, a young woman still grappling with the trauma of her family's death in a house fire years prior. Having spent time in a psychiatric asylum, Alice now resides in a London orphanage under the care of Dr. Angus Bumby. The game runs actually pretty good. The FPS of the game performs pretty well. There are some areas where the game does slow down a little bit, but it's not too major. And as you can tell, the game does kind of look like Alice in Wonderland, but with a twist. So it's basically like a dark Alice in Wonderland. This came out originally in the PS3 and Xbox 360, then eventually was released for PC. As you can see right there, the game just slowed down a little bit, and it just depends. There are some areas where it just slows down and I don't know why, but overall the game performs pretty good. Definitely performs better than winlator, because I had tried running it on winlator in the past and I just couldn't get it to work as good as I did on Gamehub. Throughout the game you fight different enemies and you also have to solve puzzles, and as you can see it does have a dark twist on Alice in Wonderland, and the game is kind of gruesome. A lot of people really like this game, and this is the second game of the series like I mentioned. And there's supposed to be a third game, but it hasn't been released yet, so there's no telling whether that game will ever be released or not. But this game runs pretty good on Gamehub, and if you like the first game and you have not played the second one, you can definitely play it here, and it is definitely playable. As you can see, the FPS is pretty good. For the most part stays above 25 FPS with a few slowdowns here and there. And here are the configs for this game. First thing, I'm running the game at a resolution of 720p. For compatibility I'm using Y9.5. Translation params I'm running under normal, SafeFlex 1, Strongman 1, FastNAND and Fast Round enabled, x87 double disabled, Big Block 3, Call Red enabled, Weight enabled, Align Atomics disabled, Weak Barrier 0, AVX disabled, and Forward 512. GPU driver is the Turnip version 24.3.0 revision 12, audio driver is Pulse, DXVK version is 2.4 async, VKD 3D version is 2.13, CPU translator and CPU core limit as well as RAM, that is default. And for controller, make sure to enable the controller vibration. The next game on this list is Rise of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider continues the story of Lara Croft following the events of the 2013 Tomb Raider game. Haunted by her experiences on Yamatai, Lara is determined to uncover the truth behind the supernatural phenomena she encountered and to finish her father's research on immortality. I originally played this game on my PS4 back in the day. I played all the trilogy for Tomb Raider and I really enjoyed this new reboot because the games were really entertaining and I really like the new modern controls on the games. This game definitely performs a little bit rough on Gamehub as well as winlator. As you can see, the FPS right here is around 14 FPS. Although the game doesn't seem too terrible, all the in-game settings are set to the lowest, and it definitely has a little bit of trouble running the game in the beginning. It eventually gets better, but on some open areas you can see the FPS right now is 8, so it's not too great. For some of the cutscenes you can see the FPS jumps quite a bit, so we went from 8 to 15, so that's almost double the FPS. But the gameplay in the beginning is not that great. It does get better once you get past the ice area. I haven't gotten that far on this game on Gamehub because I restarted the game, but once you get past this part it definitely improves a little bit better. As you can see here, the game is definitely choppy. I'm running this game on a Retroid Pocket 5, but if you have an Android device that is more powerful, you shouldn't have much problem running this game. Let's see if we can make this jump. Perfect. This is the very beginning of the game, and I mean it doesn't look that terrible, doesn't run that terrible, but I mean 12 FPS is definitely not too great for any game. And here goes one of these crazy cutscenes for the game. And here are my settings for this game. The first thing is I'm running this game at a resolution of 544p, and on the command line I have this command -no launcher, so that skips the launcher of the game in the beginning and it just boots directly into the game. But for the first time that you're running this game, I definitely recommend to change the game settings to the lowest so that you get a little bit of better FPS boost. For compatibility I'm using Y9.5, translation params, SafeFlex 2, Strongman 1, FastNAND disabled, Fast Round enabled, x87 double disabled, Big Block 2, Call Red, Weight, Align Atomics Comics disabled, Weak Barrier 1, AVX disabled, and Forward 1024. GPU driver Turnip 24.3.0 revision 2, audio driver Pulse, DXVK version 2.3.1 async, VKD3D version 2.12, and CPU translator, CPU core limit, and VRAM limit, that's default. And for controller, make sure to enable the vibration. And the last game on today's list is this game called WatchDogs. WatchDogs is an open world action adventure game set in a fictionalized version of Chicago in 2013. You play as Aiden Pierce, a skilled hacker with a troubled past who becomes a vigilante after a personal tragedy. I remember playing this back on my PS4 when it came out, and it was honestly a pretty good game. So honestly, being able to take this on the go on my Retroid Pocket 5 is actually pretty cool to me, because this game is open world. It has a lot of cool things. You can ride trains, you can hack a lot of things, you can hack vehicles, you can hack stuff in the city, cause blackout. So there's just so much stuff you can do in here. And at the time, it reminded me of a more modern version of GTA. The game performs actually pretty good in here, and is running at like around 25 FPS plus. Sometimes it dips slightly, but it's nothing too bad. The one thing I just have with this game is the fact that the music and the sound is kind of low, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like right now, my device has the volume all the way to the max, and you can barely hear the game. So for this game, I definitely need to wear earphones in order for me to be able to hear it, especially for the conversations in the cutscenes. And just like GTA, you have your weapons, you can steal cars, you have cop chases and whatnot. And one really cool thing that I like about this game is that when you take out your phone, you can see a bunch of different information about the citizens. You can also hack them, and you can see like the text messages. Like you can see this right here. Some of them are funny, some of them are messed up, and you can also listen to the conversations of other people. Like right here, you can hack this guy, and then you can hear the conversation. Also, you need to hack citizens to get money, as well as get new songs and unlock different things throughout the game. This game also has a thing called digital trips, which is basically like an augmented reality game that basically you play throughout the city. So for example, if you start like a little game right here, you're going to go into like some sort of augmented reality version, and you basically, depending on the mini game, you have to take down different things. So in this case, you're supposed to take down some demons, but some other ones you shoot like aliens and whatnot. And here are the settings for this game. I'm running this game at a resolution of 720p, and for the environment variables, you need to add pulse latency msec equals 80, otherwise the audio is going to be a little choppy. For compatibility, I'm using Proton 9.0 ARM64. For the translation params, TSO mode is fastest, x87 mode is fast, multi-block is enabled, and MMAP32 is disabled. GPU driver, I'm using the Turnip 25.0.0 revision 5, audio driver is Pulse, DXVK version is 2.3.1 async, VKD3D version is the Proton 2.14.1, the CPU translator, CPU core limit, and VRAM limit, that is default. And for controller, I am enabling the vibration of the game. That is all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.